Ryan, the year comes to a close very shortly for us, and it's been a roller coaster over the last 6 months. How would you describe the last 6 months and the start to the season?
I think you've just alluded to it there, a bit of a roller coaster up and down. There were lots of changes over the summer. Took a little while to bed players in. We had lots of players missing at the start of the season, and now we've got a bit of a stability in the squad and player availability. I think we've pushed on probably the second half of the first half of the season. So lots of positives to take, but lots of work still to be done to get higher up the table in the league in the second half of the season.
What's been your highlight, if you will, over the last few months? Because there's been a few. So which would be your favourite?
I think the Oxford FA Cup win's massive. Shows the growth in the squad. Also, for me, it's just nice to see some of the young players coming through. If I look at Taya's took this season by storm. She's settled into the squad and she's now a first team regular and she's come through the pathway. So that's what we're about at this football club. We want to produce players for the first team. We're doing that quite regularly. And long that may continue. So lots of positives to take from the first half of the season, really. Looking
at your side throughout the last few months, one of the biggest things that we've talked about probably for the last few weeks has been obviously availability, and over the last few weeks it's got better and better, and you've seen that in performances on the pitch. How has the squad been for you as a whole? Because you've talked about them highly, but is there anything further to add about this group of players?
No, I just think they're committed to the football club. They want to learn. They listen to the staff. They try and execute the game plan we ask. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that's football. They've been a pleasure to work with for the last 6 months, and we're looking forward to building on the foundation to the last few months. I think performance levels throughout the season have been good. We've been unlucky in games not to get more points on the board, and results go our way. Start of the season, we took a few hammerings if we look at the results, but even in those games, the girls didn't give up. They were committed. They tried, but we've seen the growth and confidence, I think, in the squad over the last 6-7 weeks. And like I say, we're looking forward to getting going in 2024 and hopefully getting more points on the board and pushing up that table.
Obviously, 2024 continues our work with the club now that we've come under them. It's been a few months. How's that been working with them so far, and how excited are you going into the final 6 months of that period where they've took us under their wings and learning a bit about us every day?
Yeah, there's lots going on behind the scenes which people don't see. Lots of meetings, lots of discussions about how the women's team's going to progress next season once it moves fully under the club's umbrella. So, yeah, lots of positive talks happening, lots of things getting put in place which will come to light later on throughout the year, I suppose. So really excited to be part of the club, and I think, like you say, lots to look forward to in 2024 and pushing Plymouth Argyle women's team out there a bit more.
Now, before we end the year, we've combed over some of the stats of your start to the season so far. You boast a home record of 75% win rates. How fantastic has that been, obviously taking that step to move 45 minutes away from Plymouth and base yourself from Coach Road? It's obviously been a challenge, but you must be delighted with that growth there. Yeah,
I think home games are really important. If we want to stay in this league, we need to win our home games, and we've been doing that quite regularly. We're very competitive at home. Stats away from home aren't as nice, so like a point for me for trying to improve away performances in the second half of the season is going to be an aim and a goal of ours as a squad and as staff. So, and like I say, keep picking up those points at home, and that will keep us in this league, and that is the objective this season, is stay in the league. And next season we'll start to push on, and aims and objectives will start getting higher, and the expectations will be higher.
You spoke a little bit about something that's a development point for you, and obviously as well as aims and objectives going forward. Looking at you now as a manager and as a person, this time last year we talked a lot about your development and how you feel you've come in the last year. How do you feel now? Because there's been a few things for you that have changed in the last few months that have obviously helped improve you as a manager, surely.
Yeah, I'm still developing, I'm still learning on the job. It's difficult, but the support's there, where it probably hasn't been in previous seasons. We've got the support now of people who have been around the block a bit and know more about the game than I do. So yeah, I'm continuing to learn. I've just finished the last block of my A licence, so hopefully get signed off in 2024 in that as well. So yeah, I'm continuing to develop in my own personal development, but learning on the job and with this group of players is what I'm enjoying most about the whole process.
And finally, Ryan, looking a little bit ahead now that we've sort of spoke about the last 6 months, you've mentioned it, you're obviously excited to see where the club go in the next 6 months, but what are you excited about the most, and what can you promise that might potentially be happening in the next coming few weeks?
Obviously, we've got an FA Cup game coming up against Nottingham Forest, so that's been announced that it's at Home Park. So again, another opportunity to play in front of a big crowd, fantastic stadium, fantastic facilities. So looking forward to that. But like you say, we're going to work hard and continue to try and progress as a squad and a team and get more points on the board. Can't promise much, but in terms of points, because you know football, you can't promise that you're going to get results. But that is our aim and objective, is to win games of football. It's nice not to be in the relegation zone at Christmas. Last couple of seasons we've been not panicking, I wouldn't say, but looking at that table thinking, right, we've got to catch those teams above us now, whereas other teams are doing that to us now. They've got to look at us and think, right, we need to close the gap on Plymouth. Massive game in the first week back after Christmas. We've got Chatham at home, so it'd be nice to get lots of people to come along and support that and get behind the girls, because like you say, I think 3 points in that game almost guarantees that we'll stay in this league for another season, and long may that continue, because we want to progress and start looking up. And the aim of this football club is to get in the Championship within the next few seasons. How that looks and how that works is behind the scenes, lots to going on. So just looking forward and excited to get going again in 2024 and get back into league action.
Well, Ryan, until then, have a fantastic break and a good new year.
Cheers, Jake.